Thank you very much for tuning in. This is just a crazy kind of topic here where I'm just, again, in the middle of the night where I have to say to my wife, listen, I can't sleep. I literally cannot sleep. I get so much on my mind because Dr. Michelle Dow is literally killing children. Right? She's killing children. Now, let's try to quantify how many babies have actually been killed. Okay, so there's at least one. There's at least one, right? How do we know that? Because she's prescribing something that will. It's not even a medicine, right? We can forget about that. Is it a medication? Well, what is a medication? It's supposed to correct some sort of, medical illness or something like that. So it's not. It's not actually a medication. So what is it, right? So what is the medical issue that needs in a correction? What is the sickness? Well, is it the natural female fertility? Or is it the baby? Which one is it? Is it the natural female fertility? Is it the fact that she's a natural normal woman? Right? Is that the problem that needs correction? Or is it the baby? The baby that's the problem. No, no. I think the problem is you, Dr. Mitchell. That's really the problem, and the problem is your she's some sort of celebrity. Where I asked, you know, for the number for that whole social media thing. I'd like to know the story. And she's saying, "Oh, I'll tell you the whole story someday." So I'm going to call her up and say, "Hey, listen, what's the story? I want to know the story. What's the story? What's the story? What kind of story you got? I'd like to know the whole story." I'd like to know. So, but I can't get the thing because she's, apparently I'm forbidden to get her phone number because she's some sort of celebrity or something, which is creepy. I don't know anybody else that has this kind of, anybody else except like these celebrities or whatever that I can't call. I can't physically call them on the phone. I get a phone. I get a voice over IP phone. I could call anybody I want, literally in the world. I can call India. I can call Jamaica or Germany or United States, Pakistan. The any kind of country in the world, but I cannot call Dr. Misselda. Oh, yeah, okay. Maybe she got wise because I filed a complaint on her about the College of Physicians and Surgeons in Nova Scotia, and she knows that I'm about to put her on blast. I don't really care about that because she's obviously guilty. I mean, I mean, what are you going to say? No, you're not. No, you're not guilty. Is that what you're going to tell me? Okay, well, so you were. But what I was going to ask her was about this social media talking, trash talking here, the trash talking on social media. So she's there with this. I don't know if I should tell the story because I'll probably get my channel screwed up or whatever. But if I get my channel screwed up, I just put it up on another channel or whatever. It'll be there. Year's 2025. It'll be on the internet for the upcoming generations. The year 2025, 2025. Maybe in the year 2125, I'll still be on the internet. And some guy was like, wow, this poor guy. Um, we did better because of him. Hopefully, man, I can at least wake somebody up. One person, if one person can listen to my voice and say, hey, this guy is actually not crazy. Because I'm not. I mean, I'm legitimately not a crazy person. But I was going to say something, but I actually kind of forgot. Oh, man. I was just about to say something good. Oh, what did I forget? It's the middle of the night. It's like 3 a.m., man. Anyway, sleepy. I called my wife. And, why did I. Sorry, man. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm not a crazy person, man. I comprehend truth, facts, logic, and reason, and evidence. Right. The evidence is very very clear. Points directly to her. The proof is beyond any doubt at all. Right. She's clearly guilty of. Let's say for example, okay, that there was absolutely no deaths, zero deaths. Okay, that no, but I mean, it's very, very. What I'm saying is that it's very, very clear that the birth control pills will not prevent pregnancy 100% of the time. But let's say, for example, by chance, that every time that it just so happens by chance that no conceptions actually occurred, which is nonsense. But let's say, for example, let's give her the benefit of the doubt that she literally dodged every single bullet, right? No literal gun pointing at her head, but she's the one pointing the guns, which is by writing that dirty signature on the prescription pad, which is literally pointing a gun towards a baby, right? What I'm saying about that is that let's say, for example, that every female that she wrote a prescription pad, her dirty signature on the prescription pad to, took the pill, but they didn't ever, like in their whole childbearing years, get pregnant and the baby didn't die from what I'm saying there, the implantation stage. So the baby was conceived, and then after, what happens? What happens for the prescription? Right, the oocyte will meet with the sperm, and then there's a new DNA code here, and then the baby will die at the later stage of implantation, which is a very, very terrible, tragic thing. But let's say, for example, in all of her entire practice, that didn't happen, right? Just the fact that she's writing that signature, writing her signature on signing her signature on the dirty prescription pad, knowing that there's a chance, right? That violates at least medical ethics, and the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Nova Scotia was completely wrong in dismissing my complaint, and the appeal, rubber stamping the appeal. If you're not sure about that, just check in my other videos that I actually complained to the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Nova Scotia, which is a very, very clear, an obvious sign that there is no checks and boundaries, right? The only thing that they're not protecting the public from surgeons, they're protecting from physicians and surgeons, they're protecting the physicians and surgeons from the public. It's so backwards and so perverse that it was basically, conjured up by some madmen. And, maybe I'm not explaining it very, very clearly because I'm running out of steam here. I'm really, really not explaining it clearly as I want to, but I think that you can infer from what I'm saying that, let's say, for example, that she was, she wrote these prescriptions knowing that there was a chance that the baby could die, and no baby died. Well, at least she's guilty of the ethics violation. But it's beyond that. It's beyond that. What actually happened is that she wrote those prescriptions knowing that it occurs, the prescription will prevent, the prescription will prevent the conception, right? It will prevent the conception at some times, but at some times it will not prevent the conception, and the new baby will be conceived, and then after that there's a new DNA code, and then after that, which is now the point where the baby is, the pregnancy is viable, it's a healthy baby boy or healthy baby girl, and then will be killed at the later very natural stage of implantation, which is what actually happens, okay? So that's the problem, and that's where you have to say it's wrong. Okay, it's wrong. It's clearly wrong. You have to wake up and say, wow, this was a major blunder, and how can we stop this from ever happening again, right? So that's the problem. How can we stop this from ever happening again? Well, it seems as if the Western society is hell-bent on destroying its own self. Or there's an outside invading entity, a group of people, and I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, a group of people that are attacking our society. And it's so very obvious who it is, but how can you get mad at them? How can you get mad at the entire group of people, right? That they are a wonderful group of people. They are a race of people that have given us something valuable, but some of those people are extremely wicked, right? Some of those guys are extremely wicked, and they're reading all kinds of weird books, and it's making them, well, they're racial supremacists or whatever, but whatever. I mean, that's what they are. They can't comprehend that, you should all be brothers and sisters in this thing, and they're promoting one, and they're trying to kill the other, and basically what's happening is that our generation is not only being attacked, and I want you to be very, very clear, it's not only going to be attacked, it's going to be eradicated, complete eradication, a complete eradication. Now, and I hope I'm wrong, and there's no real way to 100% quantify this, but the entire, it's very, very clear that the entire white European descendant race will be completely eradicated by 150 to 250 years. I mean, it's just basically the way, if you don't share that opinion, you're not looking at what's going on in the world. But I hope I'm wrong. It's just on my opinion. But from an educated opinion, an educated guess, it's a very, very dark and twisted opinion that I hold, is that the entire human, civilization will not include the white European descendants in 150 to 250 years, right? And that is something that's documented. I mean, I'm not making that up. I'm just not creating that out of thin air. It's written in books, and there's a plan about that by, and, it's not the whole group. It's a bunch of these wicked guys, and they're after the thing. I mean, but they're rejecting their basic thing that they're rejecting, so that's what they're doing, right? If you're not sure about what I just said, just don't worry about it. It's not your place to know. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about is true. Hi. Maybe I shouldn't talk about this, but it's not really. It is directly relevant. It is. And, that's the thing. It's really directly connected. But my cousin should have never. I don't even want to call her anything else. I don't even want to call her my cousin because it's just. But the consanguinity is so close, right? Oh man, she's like my dad's very, very close relative. Man, she's on my father's side. She's my dad's very, very close relative, and it's just scary how close of a relative is did such an evil thing. It's like for example, like Ted Bundy's mom, right? I look at Ted Bundy's mom, and for so many years, right, she believed in his innocence, in her son's innocence, and after a while, so, okay, Ted Bundy, whatever. He's just a, a, a paramecium compared to what Dr. Dow did. Oh, yeah. Oh, what I just said is so true. What I just said. Ted Bundy, okay, Ted Bundy, right? One of the greatest, most famous serial killers, right? His own mother was, he died at 43 or something like that, 42, 43 years old, and he really didn't want to die. He really didn't want to die. But you know what? I'm going to tell you something, and neither of his victims wanted to die, but I'm going to tell you something else. Neither of those victims that Dr. Michel Dow wanted to kill, wanted to die. Right. So Dr. Michel Dow killed a lot of victims in excess. I mean, I can't quantify that for 100% sure, but at least it's at least one. But I would, an estimated guess would be in excess of 1,000, in excess of 1,000 souls that Dr. Dow is personally responsible for, and. Is it going to be that she's going to just continue with her bubble and just continue with this unrepentant mind state and die and go to hell? Right? That's not my personal journey. I'm not going to be boiling in hell for the sins of there's going to be an extra pit dug especially for her. I mean, this is so incredibly egregious. This sin is beyond just her. I mean, this fluctuates and perpetuates out. I mean, this is wrong. This is wrong. You can't kill that many babies and expect to be the store the doors the doors, right, the St. Peter's, the doors, right, the knocking on heaven's door, right. So what are you doing? You're knocking on heaven's door. That means eternal hell. You're damned forever. You're going to hell. There's weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth for the rest of the eternity. There's no complete separation from God, right? It's a complete separation from God. It's very, very, it's a clear doctrine. I mean, this is very, very well understood. And there's nobody that's going to, rational person that's going to argue against the doctrine of eternal hell. I mean, there's salvation for your sins. And why would you go your whole life to kill that many babies and not repent from your sins and say, look, listen, we got to stop. We got to stop this. I mean, our civilization is at stake here. I mean, our whole culture, the culture is being eradicated as we speak. It's so wrong on so many levels. It's such an incredibly evil thing. I mean, it's our whole idea of what a family is. Right. Now we can have there's the husband and dad, right? You can have the mom and wife, and then the children are just they think it's okay, and then after that they don't have any children, and then there's no grandchildren, and it's just kind of freaky. It's just kind of very, very, very scary. It's a very scary thing. Oh man, I'm starting to ramble, but I'm just kind of tormented. I'm just documenting my my torment. It's a real torment. It's a real torment. This crime is creating serious torment. Not only because the people don't even realize it's happening. But maybe it's because that I understand and I recognize the facts of the case, and how true it is, and how horrible and egregious it actually is. Anyway, that's enough for today. Take care. Bye bye.